Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Alex. Today I'm showing you how to use two Excel amazing functions called large and small in relation to max and min functions. Many people don't normally use these two functions, and yet they provide vital functionalities in data analysis. If you have been using Excel, I'm sure you must have used the max and min functions to find the maximum and minimum values from a given dataset. And the question today is, how can one find the positions or the user-defined points of values, like the second smallest or third largest from the same dataset? In such a scenario, we need to apply the large and small functions. With me here, I have two datasets, which I'm going to use to illustrate how these two functions are used. These captured values are imaginary numbers of views for big YouTube channels. These values are the same, only that in the first dataset, they are captured in a single column. Then here they are captured in a grid of columns and rows, and they are separated by this blank column. But before we look at how to use the large and small functions, let us try to first determine the minimum and the maximum values using the minimum and the maximum functions within our dataset. To determine the minimum value, we are going to use the min function. We type equal signs, then min, followed by opening brackets. Then specify the range. Since our range is within a column, we click and select the first cell. I press Ctrl, Shift, and down arrow, select all the values. Press Enter. After, press Ctrl and Home button to go back to the beginning of the worksheet. Here we get the minimum value. Similarly, with the maximum value, we come to a blank cell, type equal signs followed by max, opening brackets, then specify the range of values. Click the first cell, again press Ctrl, Shift, and down arrow. Press Enter. Then again, we press Ctrl Home to go back to the beginning. Here, we get the maximum value. Now we have the minimum and the maximum values. But now the challenge is, how can we determine a value at some specified position within the dataset, like the 50th largest or the 10th smallest values within a dataset? Normally, when given data in a column format like this, we can use the sorting method. We can either sort in ascending or descending, trying to get the largest and the smallest values. So let me show you how we can do that. We click in any cell within the dataset, then press Ctrl Shift R to create the filter button. This filter button, we click on it, then we choose either sort smallest to largest or largest to smallest. So let me begin by smallest to largest. I click on smallest to largest. Here I sort the data in ascending order. After doing this, what we can do, I can create another column and I can call it SN as for serial number. Then I put the serial numbers. Now I can do the autofill. I put a pointer here, then I double click. Now I can easily tell the 5th smallest value within the dataset. I can also tell, let's say, the 20th smallest value within the dataset. Also, I can come back and try now to sort largest to smallest. Here I have smallest to largest, but I can now sort largest to smallest. I can, for instance, first drag this column, bring it here, then I try to sort again, largest to smallest. So I can easily now tell which value is the 10th largest value within the dataset or the 20th largest value within the dataset. But this method takes a lot of time. If I want to use a quicker way, I apply the large and small functions. For instance here, if I want to determine the first largest, I use the large function. I type here equal signs in this blank cell. I type large, opening brackets, Then the first argument is the array, which is the range of cells I'm interested in. So I select the range of cells, put a comma, then I specify the position. The position I'm interested in is the first position. So I type 1, followed by the closing bracket, I press enter. Here I get the first largest value within this dataset. And when you try to compare, this first largest value is the same as the maximum value we computed here. Similarly, to compute the last largest, I use the same syntax, but before I apply the last largest, I have to first determine the maximum number of data points I have in my dataset. To do that, I select the dataset. Then I come in the status bar here and check the count value. The count value is 102. This means I have 102 data points within the dataset. So I come and specify here the large function, followed by the array, which is the range of cells. I put a comma. Now I specify the last largest, which is 102. I close the brackets. Enter. Here I get the last largest. The last largest means it is the minimum value we have in our dataset. So when you compare this value again with the minimum value, you can see that they are the same. Similarly, with the first smallest, we use the small function, specify the range, then put the position, which is 1. But this time I'm using the small function. I close the function and press enter. You can see that again, this smallest value is the same as the minimum value. Then when we come to last smallest, again I use small function. I specify the range, put a comma. I want the last smallest, so I put 102, the maximum number of data points within the dataset. So I close the function and press enter. So now the last smallest value is our maximum value. So that's why this value is the same as the maximum value. Again, when we want to determine the fifth largest, we change the position, type large, specify the array, which is the range of cells, put a comma. Now we are interested in the fifth position, so I type 5 and close. Enter. I get the fifth largest value. When you come to fifth smallest, use the small function, specify the range. I'm interested in the smallest fifth value, so I press enter. Oh, sorry. Can check the function again. Here I put a comma before 5, then I press enter. Here it gives me the fifth smallest value. Since now our values in this column are sorted in ascending order, when I come to the fifth position here, you can see that the fifth value is the same as the one we have computed here. If I come back and sort, let's say, in descending order, that is largest, smallest, I come to the fifth position, you can see that the fifth value here is the same as the value we have here as our fifth largest value. Then we can also use the large and small functions to determine the dates, the earliest and the latest dates. For instance, in this data set of ours, we have different flights, and in this column we have the flight dates. So I want to use this column to determine the latest flight, the second latest, and the earliest flight, and the third and the fifth earliest. So when determining the latest flights, we use the large function, type large. I want the latest flight within the flight dates, so I select only the flight dates. This is my array, which is the range of these cells. I put a comma. I want the latest flight, so I type 1 and close the function. I enter. Get the date of the latest flight. Similar with second, I put equal signs, I type large, then I put the range, a comma, then I specify the position, which is 2, I close. So you can do the same thing here, use the same syntax here and specify the position as 5. Then in the earliest flight, here we use the small function. Get the range, put a comma, then put the position, which is 1. For the earliest flight, I enter. So here I get the date of the earliest flight. Similarly, here you apply the same syntax of small function and change the position. If it is third earliest, you specify the position as 3 here. Instead of 1, you put 3 to get the third earliest. Even the fifth here, you change the position to 5. Lastly, as we conclude, let us look at some of the things you need to consider to avoid error messages when using the large and small functions. Let me go back to this first worksheet. I use this example here. From this function here, when you come in the formula bar, if this k value, this is our k value from the syntax. If this k value is less than or equal to 0, or if it exceeds the number of data points within an array, both small and large functions return the #num error. So like for instance now here, this is our maximum number of data points. So if you put a figure that is above this figure, it brings a #num error message. Or if you put a number that is equal to 0 or less than 0, that is in negatives, it brings also the same #number error message. Also, if this array argument is empty, it brings the #num error message. So you have to put those conditions into consideration. Let us stop here for this session. Hope you have found it useful. And if you are new to the channel, kindly support by subscribing. For returning subscribers, thank you very much for always coming back to check on the new uploads. Like, comment, and share with friends. Let us meet in the next one.